John chapter 11, verses 1 through 16, the death of Lazarus. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This is Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sister sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, the sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sisters and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days, and then he said to his disciples, let us go back to Judea. But Rabbi, they said, a short while ago the Jews there tried to stone you, and yet you're going back. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by the world's light. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light. After he said this, he went on to tell them, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking of his death, but his disciples thought he meant natural sleep. So he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and for your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe, but let's go to him. Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, let us also go, that we may die with him. Hey everybody, welcome to Susan Diamond Paint. So, a little different picture for you tonight, or today, which will be whenever you watch this for Monday night, when I load it up. Today is actually Sunday night. So, I have a canvas. It's an EverMoment Custom canvas that I've been working on. And I am on the last couple of portion squares that I have. So, this right here, all the way across, you can't see all the way across, is a section. Then I got one section above that. And that's all I have left to do on the canvas. But I was like, well, I said, I really want to work on this week to get it done. So that's what I was going to record. So it's just a different picture. So it's not going to be, part of the tutorial season that I'm doing and teaching the different techniques and things that of how you diamond paint. I'm just going to show you that this is the picture that I'm working on currently right now, where I use the techniques that I'm showing you, that I do it on a day-to-day basis on every painting that I work on, that whatever I'm showing you, this is actually how I do it. So I'm going to do this little section right here with you and talk to you a little bit, and then that will be the video. So this is what you'll be seeing. So I had in this section, have some symbols. This symbols right here, well, at least right here in this area, are going to be part of a hand. This right here is going to be part of her dress, and that's the majority of what all of it is. Right here is part of her dress, and then part of a shoe down here. So this is what I'm going to work on. So usually what I do is whatever looks like the most color, that's what I work on first. So that's going to be this dash symbol. So that's what I'm going to pour out, and I'll use probably about every bit of these, and then I'll get out the spare bag that I have and drop some more in here. So this is the diamonds that I'm going to work on, and I'll work from the top and work my way down. So today is Sunday, Mother's Day. I just actually got off the phone with my mom, talking to her. Didn't do anything with her today. We're going to wait till June and get together for her and for her birthday and probably for Father's Day, and kind of get it all together in one swoop, because that's just how it works when you're married and you share parents and you do things. And so that's what we decided to do, because last weekend was busy and this weekend was busy. So last weekend I told you, we had the wedding. So the newlyweds came home yesterday. So I talked with them yesterday. There was an event, our cousin's graduating from high school. So it's his graduation party. So the newlyweds were there. So we talked a little while, and and just dealing with the whole graduation thing. That's the next big event coming up. That's going to be a family tearjerker, because it's the last of the for my husband's side of the family, last grandbaby. He's to be graduating, so he's going to North Greenville next year, so, or I guess really this year I should say, because he'll go in, I guess August or September, probably August, but going to college and going to be an ordained minister, so looking forward to, that, him going to college and growing up some, so not like he growed up any, like in high school he has, but kind of being away from the household and, living life as college students live, so, just getting their feet wet and learning, how to take care of themselves and do what they have to do to earn their degree in education, but be reliable pretty much on their own selves to do it. So a little different when you're living at home and you got parents to push you. So, but yeah, his graduation's coming up. That will be next Friday, but the next Friday, Memorial Day weekend Friday. So that's where we'll be. But like I said, the newlyweds came home and we all ate supper together Saturday night. The two of them and us, me and my husband, and then a friend of theirs whose wife was working. She works at a jewelry store, so she obviously was going to be busy because it's the Saturday before Mother's Day, so all the Mother's Day gifts were coming through. And then when the other little younger ladies that goes to our church, we all went together and ate at our place we like to go to, our Smoking Wings place that's owned by a friend of mine. I work with her and her husband's restaurant, so that's where we went Saturday and enjoyed really good food and good fellowship, and it was a good time to spend with people. But as with all things and doing things, it kind of just wears you out. So we all went to bed, I think, a little bit, relatively on a decent hour last night, and then I woke up probably about, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think I just couldn't get situated, and my allergies were bothering me. And earlier, before I went to bed, I got a bad habit of getting strangled. So I had gotten so strangled that it was hurting. My husband's like, "Get up and drink you some water." I'm like, "Dude, I'm choking already. You want me to add to it?" But I did, drank a little bit of water and, kind of laid back down and then, went off to sleep and then woke up later. Just, I don't know, I just was wide awake, I guess. It felt like I couldn't sleep anymore, but I think it's because I was hot. The house was hot. It wasn't like it was like 80 degrees. It was probably like 72, but I haven't gotten used to having the house about 70 degrees to go to bed, and then when I get cold, I just pull it with that little blanket that we have on the bed. It's not a full-size electric blanket, but it's like an electric throw. So I'll just, crank that on and then pull it up, and then be nice and warm, and still the house be cool. So I think after I got the house cool, I felt a whole lot better, and I was able to go back to sleep. But it kind of just takes me a minute anyway. So I have to think about, and it's going to be the craziest thing I can ready to tell you, but it's what I have to think about boring things to get my mind, in a place where, okay, it's relaxed enough that, I can fall asleep. But my think about boring things is I'm thinking about diamond painting stuff. And you just sitting there she just said diamond painting was boring to her. No, that's not what I said. I think about things to do with my diamond painting stuff, what I call the boring part, to get my mind relaxed. And it's just, like I'll think about, okay, if I'm going to do this kitting up all my Looney Tune pictures and put them all in one case, how am I going to do it? Am I going to put the symbols on the tops of the bottles and have the DMC number sticker somewhere on the bottle? How am I going to do this? And what I thought about doing was just doing, like, putting the round DMC stickers that I got from Temu that has the actual color associated with the DMC number on the bottles, and then just kit it all up that way. You'd have multiple bottles of different colors, because I'm pretty sure that there's 310. Obviously, there's going to be 310 in Daffy Duck, and 310 in Sylvester, and 310 in the Marvin the Martian. I can't remember if there would be 310 in Bugs Bunny or Tasmanian Devil. Probably would be in the maybe in the eye section or something like that. So get all the 310s together, and then just line them up in a row. And then, you know, whatever other colors that are in common in all the pictures, just, you know, line them all up. Or, you know, label. Yeah, I don't know, if like, do I put like, say, okay, if I put it in DMC order, so 310, and then bottle up all the 310s based on the bags that I have. Good Lord, there's no telling how many bottles of 310 that would be, for one thing. And this is only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 80 bottle case right here, the top part. That's the, you know, the 240 case one that I got. And that's what I'd put it in. So is it, you know, the top case nothing but multiples, or do I put multiples, you know, down below and just have a sticker label on them? You know, how would I do it? You know, and it really is going to depend on, you know, how many bags of, you know, obviously one major color, which would be black. And there, I guess there would be some white, depending on the background. I was trying to remember all the background colors of the pictures, but I think they all have different background colors. But I'm pretty sure that Sylvester has red, and I think Bugs has blue. But I'd have to look at the pictures again, you know, just to figure it out. So that, you know, I'm trying to figure that out. Okay, how am I going to do this in the container? How am I going to do this? How am I going to label it up? How am I going to do it? So I'm thinking about things like that, or how am I going to do my spares? You know, if I'm going to use a 240 case that I have, how am I going to do the spares in it? And then it's kind of like with that idea is moving stuff around. And then when I do move stuff around, am I really going to have room for a, you know, 420 case, one of the big cases, or do I have room to have another 240 case? You know, it's just size and where you're going to put it in your space that you have. So it's just, you know, thinking things like that, you know, just to get the brain kind of relaxed and going and not overly thinking things, and then I'm able to settle it down a little bit, and then I, you know, can fall asleep. So that's what I call to my boring thought to get myself to sleep. So that's what I think about, you know, just how am I going to organize something? How am I going to do this? So that's what I think about. So that gives you a little craziness in my head that I got going on. But so that's what I try to do. Some days it works, some nights it works, some nights it's like I'm really thinking about how am I going to kit something down or kit something up. So then it gets a little beyond that. But that's just what I try to do to what I call relax my brain. And you have to think about it. I mean, this is my de-stressor. This is what I do to relax after work. This is, you know, helps me, yeah, get the, I guess, a mindset going where it needs to be going. And, you know, if I need to think about things, work things, I can. The brain will wander off and do what it's going to do, and then, you know, I'm good. So, like on the weekend when I'm working, especially on this project, and this is a project I work on, if I'm not doing it through the week, because y'all don't see that, y'all just see what I record and show you, put up on there on the video for you to see. And you see it's the tutorial pieces. Then this on the off time that I'm working on this, so I'm trying to get this done. And I was trying to, on this piece, I was trying to get this thing done by Easter. Didn't work. I was trying to get this thing done by Mother's Day. Hasn't worked. By greens, I'm gonna get this thing done by Memorial Day, and that's where I'm at. That's why I'm working on it, and I'm filming it with you, so you can see it and see that, you know, yeah, I do what I say I do. This is how I work on a diamond paint. And I told y'all that, especially with the one color at a time segment that I'm doing, that's what I kind of do in a section that I have sectioned off. And you see, this is a pretty big section. It's not like the 100 section when I start. This is the section that I'm working on right now. And my most color right now, to me, from what I can see, other than these little window looking squares, what I call them, the windows, is the dash. But I know this paint well enough now that I've been working on it, that the dashes are 939, the windows are 310, the hearts are 823. And then after that, I know where the colors are sitting in my tray right here. I may not know what the number color is, but I know what some of the major ones are, because, you know, those are the ones that you worked with the most. You kind of remember what their DMC numbers. So 939 is a really dark blue. 310 is black. 823 is the what I call the midnight blue. So I